what I like to start with is I like to glue the pieces together. One, so I don't lose them, and then two, so that they're ready to go when I do the assembly. So this is the shoulder pads, I think is what I call them. And we're going to glue the shields to it. So what I do is 2 dabs of glue, and I use accelerator on super glue, which makes it stick faster. You don't have to use it, but when you're building a couple dozen of these, it's nice for it to be faster. Just push and hold for a second. The accelerator. If you're not using accelerator, just let them sit for a couple minutes until the super glue dries. And then the last piece for the shoulder blades is this little accent piece. You'll notice the accent piece is beveled. And so you want the bevel facing up. So the bevel goes that way. So it'll line up nicely with the rest of the shoulder pads. And it's just a little dab will do ya. I want to make sure it's down too far currently. So we want it to be down into the glue, but not too far. We want it to line up in this front edge. So you can bring it too far if you want, and then just make sure it's flush-ish. All right, so that piece is done. So we have the helmet, and you have the visor, accent, we'll call it. And so a little glue just right on the edge of the helmet there. If you put too much, go over, just wipe it off. Enjoy the finger armor for the next 3 days. And drop it on, make sure it's centered. And there you go. And you can let that sit and dry. Okay. Oop. Clean that off. Okay. So we've got the arm rotators, I think is what I call them. These are what hook the arms to the guns. And you can see there's an indentation, very slight, in this where the cross goes to make it easier to line up. I tried 1 or 2 of these without the indentation printed into it, and they were crooked. So I made myself a little to help line it up. The key with these is that you don't need very much super glue at all. It's pretty much 2 relatively smooth surfaces going together. And if you put too much on, it'll squish out. And you'll have fingerprints and or white spots from the glue themselves. Another good thing to mention is don't put these like next to each other, or like if you get the super glue too close to the parts, the super glue will actually vaporize and then deposit on them. So this is another one where I use accelerator, but you don't have to. So I usually hold it between my fingers so that it's easy to line up like this. And then I press it down, press the bottom down. If you're not using accelerator, you'll have to sit here and hold it for a little bit because it's actually bent around this corner. With the accelerator, it's very quick. So just do it again for no reason. Just very little glue. That's actually a little more than I really want. A little accelerator on the, again, hold the 2 sides, and then you can kind of lower it down onto there. Like I said, if you're not using accelerator, you'll have to hold this for a while it dries enough to hold the bend. With the accelerator, it's nice and quick. Okay. Final portion is to glue the top hat billboard. You can just add a little bit to the crack. Accelerator if you've got it. Oops. You put it in the slots and then you push it that way.